And see, those are the broken concepts that too many of our elders are still holding on to. You see, broken concepts, traditions, religious doctrines. And I'm talking to the elders that's in the church as well as in the conscious community, or the so-called conscious community, because they the same difference. Now they the same difference of each other. The conscious community trying to get on the elders in the church, and they doing the same exact thing that the elders in the church are doing, just in a different way. Just with the word conscious instead of the word church. That's the only difference. Let's stop being stupid. Please, let's stop being stupid. Okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be arrogant or boastful or nothing. I'm just saying, let's stop being stupid. Because back in 2006, when I started working with kids, I was experiencing this myself. What we see going on today, but just worse. Now, the elders in the conscious community can say that, can talk about the elders in the church, and the elders in the church and the elders in the conscious community can talk about each other, but they're doing the same thing as each other, just using different terms. They mean the same thing, the church and conscious community. So what matters? What actually truly matters? The fact that they are all holding on to broken concepts, traditions, that makes the word of no effect. Yeshua is the truth and the way. Yeshua. And this is what he was addressing to the Pharisees and Sadducees when he was here on earth, before he died for us. Now, before we get into him dying for us, because I know people have a whole lot of opinions about that, we're not going to go down that road right now. We're going to deal with the fact that he addressed the Pharisees and Sadducees because of them holding on to broken concepts, traditions, that was making the word of no effect, that was causing improvement amongst the people in consciousness and elevating consciousness, evolving consciously from happening. The people, the Hebrew Israelites, or if you want to say the Kemetic, the Egyptians, whatever, none of them could evolve, period, consciously, mentally, spiritually, within their souls, in their, because they were holding on to traditions that made evolving non-effective, that hindered them from evolving. Because of your traditions, you make the word of no effect, is what Yeshua told the Pharisees and Sadducees, who were the elders, who were the wicked elders, no different from the wicked elders today that's in the conscious community and in the church. Whether you want to accept this or not, that's what it is. That's the truth. That's what's going on. The Pharisees and Sadducees were so prideful and arrogant, self-righteous, that they felt that they was righteous, humble, and holy, and wise. And Yeshua was telling them, showing them that you're not righteous, holy, humble, or wise. And then John the Baptist was telling them the same thing. He even went so, John the Baptist was telling them that they were vipers. Why? Because because the Pharisees and Sadducees, who were the elders of that time, were doing the same exact thing that the elders of this time in the conscious community and in the church are doing. Not embracing the youth, or not embracing the uninformed with humbleness, humility, righteousness, and holiness with their wisdom. No, they wanted to disarm the youth. The elders today, they want to disarm the youth. They're talking about how the youth are an uproar of being arrogant and being disrespectful. But the elders, you're not showing them how to be respectful. How are you showing the youth how to be respectful when you yourself do not know how to be respectful and don't want to recognize that you don't know how to be respectful? Because you're still holding on to traditions, broken concepts that are hindering and stifling us from evolving mentally, consciously, psychologically, spiritually, in our souls and socially. This is stopping us from evolving. It's trying to stop us from evolving. And the youth is saying, well, you know what? We're going to evolve regardless. Regardless of what you as the elders are saying, we're going to evolve regardless. And this is why we have such a strong uproar of our youth overindulging in a culture of violence and crime and gangs and gang activity. Because now they've created their own culture that they feel protects them from the fakes and the phonies, which are the elders. Not all the elders, but most of the elders. Not all of the elders. Not all of the elders. I can hear somebody saying that, oh, he said the elders, and me, I'm grouping all the elders together. No, I'm not grouping all of the elders together. That's not what I'm doing. I said some of the elders. See, stop being stupid. Simplicity. Stop being stupid. I'm not saying all of the elders. I'm talking about specifically the elders who are wicked and doing works of iniquity, because you're holding on to traditions and broken concepts. You want to be humble, righteous, and holy without wisdom. Then you want to be wise without being humble, righteous, and holy. You need both. And then you see the youth coming up. They're actually righteous, humble, and holy. They just don't have the wisdom yet. And because of your envy and your jealousy, which is the wickedness in your hearts, that you don't want to admit to, that you don't want nobody to call you out on, tries to stop the youth that are righteous, humble, and holy, that's trying to evolve into wisdom and into maturity and be mature, knowing how to be righteous, humble, holy, and wise, be balanced, so that they don't think higher than themselves than they ought to think. You don't want to see that. You want to stop them. Why? Because you're still holding on to broken concepts and traditions. The traditions that are broken concepts. That makes the word of no effect. Just as Yeshua told the Pharisees and Sadducees, the wicked elders of his time, of that time. And just as John the Baptist told the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees before he was beheaded. So whether you believe in the stories or not, or whether you believe in Yeshua is true and is the truth and the way or not, in which he is, but regardless, whether you believe in him or not, the point fact is that what he was saying, what he was doing, what him and John the Baptist were saying and doing and establishing was evident that the elders are causing a missing link between themselves and our youth that we need in order to evolve. And that missing link is your wickedness in that the missing link is being humble, righteous, and holy, and wise. Being humble, righteous, holy, and wise. Being humble, righteous, holy, and wise. That's the missing link. The bulk of the youth overall have righteousness, holiness, and humbleness. They're just missing the wisdom. And then some of them have the wisdom, but they're just missing the righteousness, holiness, and humbleness. But you as the elders, you can't show them how to bridge the two together. Why? Because you don't have it. You're not humble, righteous, holy, and wise. And you keep trying to act like you're humble, righteous, holy, and wise, but you're not. Why? Because you're envy and jealousy in your hearts. Because you're wicked. You need to be circumcised. Circumcised, not outwardly, as the ones that were, as the prophets and kings of God in the Old Testament had done to them, but no, circumcised inwardly. It's such as what Yeshua came to establish when he was addressing the wicked elders, the Pharisees and Sadducees. As you elders,